Oh, my sources have been telling me this is coming. Tonight, we are learning new details about the salacious contents of Hunter Biden's laptop and hard drive from hell. This is the Daily Mail and their blockbuster report today, reporting on new contents exposing Hunter's struggles, his debauchery, his conversations with his father. For example, texts from 2019 showing Hunter begging Joe to run for president, in part to salvage his own reputation. Other materials show he repeatedly dodged law enforcement action despite alleged involvement with prostitution, drugs, and it's worse, according to my sources. And despite not being entitled to Secret Service protection at the time, Hunter reportedly guarded by the agency while on a bender in Los Angeles. Look at the screen right there, showing you photos. There's that one picture right there. This was in the Daily Mail today. That's one of two of a sexual nature that are there. That is another one. They both show, as you can see, we'll go back and forth and show you that a variety of troubling situations for Hunter Biden. Didn't make it into his new book that's coming out, been totally ignored by the media mob, and showing him engaging in sex acts, drug use. Look at that. You see those teeth? Yeah, a well-known side effect for huge amounts of drug abuse, especially with crack cocaine. Remember the mob and the media, big tech? Remember? They wouldn't let you see and learn what was on that laptop before the election. They told you this was Russian disinformation, and it was all fake. And big tech, they were happy to participate in their big lie. And as Jonathan Turley wrote in an op-ed today, Biden's new red flag gun control proposal could apply directly to the story about Hunter and his gun from 2018. Get that for irony. Here with reaction, she's the host of Candace, appropriately titled. Candace Owens is back with us. Hey, good to have you back, Candace.
Thanks.
First, I don't know if you have the same sources I do or different sources. This is another step, but I'm told there is more and far worse. Have you heard that?
I haven't just heard that. I actually was one of the early people that shared some of the text messages that you're referring to. It is going to get much worse. And Twitter locked me out of my account. They said that it was a form of victimization to the people that Hunter Biden was allegedly, I'll say allegedly now, victimizing in the text message. It's going to get much more sick and much more twisted. And the fact that this was suppressed, the fact that this was allowed to be suppressed, points to a larger problem across the power of social media right now, which we talk about often. What's come out now is fully despicable. It's completely perverse. And I have a lot of questions about it. Namely, where is the Me Too movement on this, right? The Me Too movement was not about women, men in positions of power utilizing women against their will. We see a bunch of drug-fueled parties. We see these videos of women that are in compromising positions. Are we supposed to believe that these women gave their consent, that they were clear-minded to give their consent for him to be videotaping, recording them, putting them on the internet, putting them on pornographic websites? Where's the Me Too movement? Why can't I hear anything from them? Where's Black Lives Matter? Aren't there questions for Joe Biden here? Joe Biden, the author of the 3 strikes policy. What wasn't Black America saying just a short while ago that when white people commit crimes, they don't ever see any time, but when Black people commit those same crimes, they spend tons of time in prison? How many days has Hunter Biden spent in prison? Hunter Biden, how many times and how forgiving the system would have been? How many strikes would he have gotten based on just the photos alone that show that he was deeply immersed in these illegal activities? A lot of this is pointedly sick, but the biggest thing that we don't want to get lost here, that we should not forget here, is that Joe Biden lied. He lied. He called this Russian disinformation. The sitting president of the United States lied to the American people.
I know people that have seen the entire laptop. I've interviewed the laptop repairman, for example. I have other sources that it's so sensitive in terms of how it would be characterized legally, watching my words carefully here, that I can't take possession of it, or else I could be charged for having possession of it. Does that make sense to you?
That makes perfect sense to me. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I also received these messages a long time ago when it was then candidate Joe Biden for president. And I shared it on Twitter because I said to myself, this is so despicable that America needs to know this information because we have a president, a to-be president that could potentially be covering this up. And this is the kind of stuff that any person, any decent human being in America would say, you know what, if there is a person that is covering up this kind of information to protect his son and not saying, you know what, I want nothing to do with you, I would not want him sitting in the White House. I mean, this is beyond career-ending stuff.
And if the last name, Candace, was Trump, You think we already have it
gosh.
out?
Oh my, could you imagine if those pictures were Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump, what the media would be doing? And as if Twitter would ever be censoring it? Despicable. The double standards here are despicable.
You have 2 fans down in Florida that say hello. I'll tell you later. All right. Thank you, Candace.